Hey guys, in this video I'm going to explain about variables and data types in Python. So let's get started. A variable is a reusable container which is used to store values. So let us declare some variables so that you can understand it better. First we can declare a variable named name which is equal to John, and a variable named age which is equal to 21, and another variable which is called email, and it's a string. So we have declared three variables here. So this equal to is the assignment operator which assigns this value John to this variable name. You got it? And 21 is the value of this variable age, and age is an integer, and this value goes to this variable. So let us print these variables. So let's say print name, and the next line print age, and print email. So let's see what's the output. So the output is john21 john123@gmail.com. Sorry, a spelling mistake. So let's see about data types now. So there are many data types in Python, but the basic data types are these four. They are integer, float, string, and boolean. So let's see one by one. First of all, let's get into integers. So an integer is just a number. So let's take this same age variable. Okay, it's an integer. Age is equal to 21. 21 is an integer, right? So the data type of this variable is called integer. Let's declare another variable. Price equals 200, and another variable which is called distance, which equals 5. So now let us print these variables. Now let's see the output. It shows an error, right? This age is 21 is printed, and this second 24th line has an error. So what's the error? So the price is, it's a sequence of words, it's a string, right? We have concatenated a string with an integer. So Python interpreter is not able to concatenate a string with an integer. It shows an error. So what should we do? The variables with the same data types can only be concatenated. Okay. So we can cast the variable. If we put str of price, then the price variable will be converted into a string. Now if we run the program, the error will be gone. So see here, the output has come. This is called casting a variable. Now we can print variables by three types. The first type is including a comma, and the second type is concatenating, and the third type, which is the most common thing used by developers, is f strings. If we add a f before the string, then it is called f string. The full form of f string is formatting a string. So if we add f before the string, then we should include the variable within a curly braces. So I have included the variable within the curly braces. Then it's printing 5 kilometers. The distance is 5 kilometers, right? So we'll be using this f string most of the time. But these two also are important, so keep it in mind. Now let's move on to float data type. So let's declare three floating point variables. So let's say the first variable name distance. distance, this time it's not an whole number, it's an decimal number. Integer with a decimal point is called a float. In mathematical terms, we say it a decimal number, and in Python, we call it as floating point number. Shortly, we call it as float. Distance equals 50.6. Then, what else? 4.5. That's a little high though. So let's print these variables. Now let's see what's the output. It shows that the distance is 50.6, speed is 160.3, and CGPA is 4.5. So you may get a doubt. What if we give 4.0? Will it consider only the 4 or it will print 4.0? So let's see. So if you include a point in an integer, then the Python interpreter will take it as a float. It will not consider it as an integer if you give a 0 after the decimal point. So I think you got what is a float variable. Then let's move on to string variables. So let's declare 3 string variables. So let's see what's the output. So the output says my name is John, hobby of John is running, email ID john123@gmail.com. So if we give the name variable within double quotes, it prints the string which is within the double quote as it is. Because if you give something within a double quote, it considers it as string. So if you want a variable to print, it should be given like with no double quotes. It should be given as it is. So now let's move on to the other last data type, which is called Boolean. See what's the output. Before that, let me comment this code out. So now let's see the output. So it says the game is running because game run is equal to true. This condition is satisfied, so the interpreter prints this statement. So that's all about the variables and data types in Python. So let me tell you some tips and tricks which will be useful. So we have declared 3 variables x, y, z which have the same value 0. So what if I tell you that we can declare these 3 variables values in one line? That will save much more space, right? So let's do it. We remove these variables. So we add a equal here and y, x is equal to y, which is equal to z, which is equal to 0. Now if we print x, y, z, let's see what's the output. The output is 0, 0, 0. So 3 variables have the same value. And if you want to declare 3 variables with different values, then you can use this trick. So let's remove this assignment operator. This should be here, and this we don't want. So x is equals 0, y is equal to 1, and z equals 2, right? You can declare like this also. It's a trick. You can use this to save up some space if you use this trick. This will be more useful. And that's it for today. If you find this coding tutorial useful, let me know in the comment section, and if you have any regrets, put it in the comment box. Yeah, happy coding. Peace out.